I ain't got no motherfucker.
That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. West side, bad boy killers. You know who the realest is, niggas. We bring it to. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some more gas.
Okay. So Frederick Douglass is a real fucking badass motherfucking man. Okay, he was born into slavery. He had like 4 fucking names. 4 names. Later changed it to just Frederick Douglass. That's 2 names. He shortened it. This guy was badass. He was a slave, but he was a badass slave. He freaking was born into slavery. I already said that. But he had to go through a bunch of shit. Like he never got to see his mom. Like in his narrative, he wrote about how he could never do shit that he wanted to do. And one day he was like given to this Auld family, and then the freaking mama there, hey, I'm gonna teach you to read, and fucking she taught him his ABCs, and then the master Auld, something Auld, but he was like, bitch. He can't read? That's bad. Because then he's going to know shit. He's going to want freedom. And that's bad for a slave. You want freedom because, you know, they got to stay slaves sometimes. Okay. So after he left all the family, like, a bunch of people died. Like, his owner died. His next owner died. And a bunch of people died. Sorry, I burped. But a bunch of people died. And then he eventually got to this dude named Master Thomas. And this guy was like, dude, Frederick Douglass, or whatever his name was, those 4 names, you're a bad fucking slave. I'm going to teach you how to be a good slave. I'm sending you to Edward Covey. And this guy, Edward Covey, was a badass dude. He was known as the Negro Breaker. And he would freaking make the slaves become good slaves. Like, he'd make them be like, shit, I'm a good slave. I'm not going to do shit no more. And the first freaking, like, he goes there and he's like, has to be there for a year. And then Douglas goes there and he gets the shit beat out of him for 6 fucking months. Sorry. He gets freaking at one point, freaking Edward Covey hits him on the head with a fucking lead pipe, and just is bad news. Or not a lead pipe. It probably was a wood stick or something, but it was a lead pipe. But maybe a wood stick. Sorry. Alright, guys. Okay. So freaking. Sends him to Edward Covey. Gets hit with a freaking lead pipe. No, a fucking wood stick. A wood stick.
You sure?
Yeah. And then, like, he's just getting the shit for 6 months. He just got the shit beat out of him. So after like these fucking first 6 months of just beating the shit out of Frederick Douglass, like Covey was beating him for no reason, and Douglas was like, man, so what's going on? Why are you doing this? He didn't know why.
How did that go?
He just didn't know why. This guy was a real fucking backbreaker. Covey was an asshole. He was the Negro Breaker, and he was a bitch. So at the end, at the end of that fucking first 6 months, Douglas was like, man, he broke me. I'm a bitch. He got to me. He did. He was like, I'm a bitch. And, like, I suck. But, like, he talked to these people, and they're like, you're a man. You're not a slave. You're a man. You need to stand up to that fucker. And that changed Douglas's life. Douglas was like, you know what? I am a man, so. I am a man. Fuck you, Covey. Frederick Douglass fucking one day was like, I ain't taking this shit no more. Frederick Douglass grabs fucking Covey by the throat. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? You're a piece of shit. And he grabs him by the throat, and then this one dude comes in. Like, while he's grabbing him by the throat, this one dude comes in. He's like Covey's like shaking in his fucking boots. He's scared shitless. And then, dude, help me, I need some help. And this one dude walks in, and fucking Douglas kicks him in the ribs like, bitch, you ain't got shit. He's still holding him by the throat. He's got one hand on his throat. Oh no. Oh shit. And then he's like, help me, I need some help. And then another dude comes in, he's like, just at the door, he's like, you asked me to help you fucking do this crap shit. I ain't helping you whip no slaves. Peace out. And they fought with swords. fucking 2 hours long with swords. Maybe not with swords, but it could have been swords. That makes it cooler. They fucking like stabbing each other and like slashing and shit. You know how that goes. You know how that goes. Fucking slashing and shit. But Covey lost. I mean, because Douglas won. Because Douglas became a man that day. He's like, you know what? Be a man today, he said to himself.
Puberty was over.
Over. He's fucking...
Over.
He's 17 now. Yeah, I didn't even tell you how old he was. Fucking 17. A 17-year-old boy standing up to a fucking slave owner. He's like, I'm a man. Be a man today, he said to himself. And he fucking beat the shit out of him with his swords.
U.S. Marine Corps shit right there.
That didn't exist yet.
Might have.
That didn't. Maybe it did. I don't fucking know.
Who are we to judge?
Yeah, fucking A. So freaking 2 hours later, after freaking Douglas beats the shit out of him, 2 hours later, it's like they're done. Freaking Covey, Edward Covey. Sorry, I forgot his name. Freaking Covey is like, man, he's like bleeding and shit, and like he's just out down for the count, and Douglas is like fine. He's like, oh, like I didn't get nothing happened to me, and then after that, Covey's like, man, I ain't gonna whip you no more, and then Douglas is like, yeah, you know, because if you did, you come out of a worse, bitch, you know, shit, and then Frederick Douglass at that point was like, I want to be a free man one day. And he's like stood off looking at the fucking street, or I mean the ocean, but it could be the street. Who knows? And he was like,
whatever they had back then.
yeah, right. And he's like, you know what? I want to be a free man one day. Douglas,